Philadelphia, and I started to try to figure out what a solo John Stevens album would sound like. But it was at that AME church in Scranton that I met a young lady in my choir. Her name is Tara Michelle, and she happened to be friends with Miss Lauryn Hill. Now, flashback with me to 1996. The Fugees put out this massive album called The Score. Miss Hill sang that song, Killing Me Softly. It took the world by storm. And everybody was wondering, when's the girl gonna go solo? And she was working on her solo debut. And her friend Tara, who was in my church choir, wanted me to meet Lauryn during this time. And one day she said, why don't you drive me over to Lauryn's studio in New Jersey? So we drive from Scranton to a house just outside of Newark, New Jersey. This house had a studio in it, and we go down into the basement, and there we find Miss Hill and some of her collaborators writing a song. And when they were taking a break from writing, my friend Tara said, Johnny, you know you gotta show Lauryn what you can do. So I got down to the piano and sang and played a couple songs. And I guess Miss Hill liked what she heard because she asked me to play piano on the track they were working on then. Everything is everything, you remember that one? Well, that was me on the piano on that track. Very exciting time for me. Now that session happened early in 1998, about 5 or 6 months before the album comes out. And the thing about doing a session with an artist, you don't know what's going to happen with what you create together. You don't know if the song's going to make the album. You don't know if your part is going to make the album. So I was hopeful, but I had no idea what was going to happen. But a few months later, I get a call from a woman named Suzette Williams at Columbia Records. She was Lauryn Hill's A&R, and she wanted to know how to spell my name for the album credits. And I was like, oh, you want to know how to spell my name? I said, it's John R. Stevens. S-T-E-P-H-E-N-S. For some reason, I thought I should include my middle initial R. I don't know why. Sound more like a lawyer than a musician. Could do your taxes. But John R. Stevens, I told her. And they asked me how much I wanted to get paid. I said, I don't know. I have no idea. I had one friend who's from Los Angeles. He was interning, and he was interning in the music business, and he was going to school during the school year, and so he was the closest thing I knew to a music industry executive. And he was like, yeah, you should ask for $500. And I was like, okay. That was a lot of money for me back then, and I tell Suzette Williams, I would like $500 for having played on this record. Suzette quickly agreed. Quickly. No negotiation required. Now, I got $500, which in retrospect, it's fine. I don't care, $500 was fine. I was just so happy to be a part of this album. A couple months later, the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill comes out. Everybody's talking about it, everybody's listening to it on campus. Every hall you walk through was blasting Lauryn Hill. She won all the Grammys, she's on top of the world, and for a while that was my claim to fame. And I'm playing piano on track 13 of the album that everybody's listening to. I said it so much, people started calling me Track 13. was excited. But, you know, I had to go back to the real world. I auditioned for Lauryn Hill's tour and I didn't make it. So I went back to school for my senior year. And my double life was catching up with me, you know. Penn is a very professionally ambitious place. You know about that. You're in Berkeley,